The most delicious one pot meal. Here's how you make stewed beef. So we're going to start off with our beef that we have cleaned using lemon or vinegar and water, and then we're going to start to season it. So starting off with some all-purpose seasoning, some black pepper, you cannot forget your pimento. I also use some garlic granules, 1 beef stock cube, and then I add browning, very important to get the color that you need for this meal. Then we're going to start to chop up some vegetables. So I'm going to chop up half of an onion. I'm also going to chop up 1 medium bell pepper. So here I am using 2 different colored bell peppers, half of each. Next up, I'm going to take 2 small tomatoes, and I'm also going to chop these up into small blocks. And then you cannot forget the garlic, so I'm taking about 3 to 4 cloves. I'm smashing it, and then I'm going to dice these up nice and small. Last but not least, I am going to take some spring onions, about 1 stalk, and I'm also going to chop this up as well. So take all of these veggies that we've just chopped up, and you want to add it to the bowl which has your seasoned meat in it. Add some fresh thyme, get some gloves, and massage this all in well. So you want to take this and marinate it in the fridge for 3 hours or overnight if you can. Or if you're low on time, just start cooking it straight away. So I'm taking a pan, I'm adding a tablespoon of oil, and then I'm using some tongs to get just the beef into a pot. And then you're going to start to cook it on a medium to hot temperature. You're going to see that it's going to create all of these delicious juices. After about 7 minutes or so, let's say 7 to 10 minutes, then your beef should have actually cooked all the way through, and you want to remove it and the juices and save this for later. In the meantime, we're going to start to saute our vegetables from earlier on. So add this to the pan and just cook down again for another 5 minutes. And then you're going to add back in your beef, a seasoning cube, some boiled water until the beef is just about covered, and also some Scotch bonnet. Add a little bit more browning if you want to get the colour even darker. So we're going to let this cook down on a medium temperature for about 40 minutes. You want to cover it so that we're also steaming it and that you're getting it cooked and as soft as possible. Separately, we're going to chop up some potatoes. So I'm chopping up a medium potato into small blocks. And you also want to get about 1 carrot and chop this up as well. So as you can see, I covered it with this cover, which clearly is for a different pan. But you know, this pan did not actually have a cover, but a cover is what you want. So when we get into about 10 to 15 minutes before the end, that's when I add in my potatoes, and I also add in my carrots. You'll see here that I removed that Scotch bonnet, I added a bit of ketchup, and then we're just going to cook this down again for another 10 to 15 minutes. At this time, your beef should be nice and tender. So sometimes it takes a bit longer to get beef nice and tender, so you might have to cook it for longer. But you know, you shouldn't really need any more than an hour to get this to a very nice tenderness. So then I'm going to serve mine with some rice, and honestly guys, this meal is very delicious, and I'm using lean beef here, so it's actually healthy as well. If you liked this recipe, please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.